Hey everybody, this is Brian at Provision Studios, and today I'd like to make a video showing some orchestral arrangement techniques with virtual instruments. I made a couple videos recently that were geared towards showing subscribers of mine how to work with virtual instruments on the Soundcraft console inside of a DAW like Pro Tools or Logic Pro. And a couple of the people that watched the videos and commented had said, "Wow, this is really good content. We're not really seeing anyone else showing much of this on YouTube. Could you make more videos using virtual instruments and the like?" So I figured this would be a good way to show a technique that I use quite regularly when I do orchestral arranging inside a computer, whether it be for song beds. I don't want to call it movie scoring because I've never scored a movie, but sort of putting music to video, that kind of thing, small video clips, or just writing. I like to write some ambient texture kind of things. I always like to have strings, a string bed somewhere around at some point in a song. So this is a prime technique that I use and to get started. A lot of times I'll start my arrangements off with this technique I'm about to show, and maybe it'll give you guys an opportunity to see how the Signature Console, how it works, and how it can handle the virtual instruments running through a DAW like Logic Pro. Alright, let's dive right in. Alright, here we go. We are inside of Logic Pro. I have a short piano thing I just worked up here a couple minutes ago. Alright, so the idea is that we start with a piano line that we like, or any instrument. The idea is that for me, I always use piano because at some point in time I'm going to keep the piano is going to be a lasting instrument that I'm going to use in almost everything I do. So I start with something that I know I'm going to utilize anyway. Plus, when I have a piano sound, I tend to play it like a piano, as opposed to if I had a guitar sound and I tried to play this piano part, it wouldn't sound quite the same. So anyway, I've got this piano part. Now I want to make a multi-part orchestral arrangement from this piano part. Okay, and if we look at it, we have our upper voice, we have our mid voice, and we have our low mid voice, and then we have our bass. So right there, we've got violins, viola, cello, and basses, and it's that simple. I literally would go and create, let's do 4 instrument tracks, call them violin, viola, cello, and then our basses. Alright, and then we would copy our arrangement to all 4. Alright, let's start with the violin. I'm going to use today East-West Quantum Leap Symphonic Orchestra for the sample library. This is the silver library. So I'm going to go with violins. We'll start with this instrument here. All right. All I want to keep is the upper voice. So I can take all other voices and delete them. So now I've got this line. All right. Now I can go to viola. Again, I'll go back to the silver violas. I'm going to keep the middle voice. Now, that is a tad bit repetitive. You can see it's because of the way it was played, it's literally one note. So what I may do is in the arrangement, I may jump back and forth between the violin line and the cello line. That's probably what I would do as I was arranging it, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to keep it vanilla. And I'm just going to stick with what's there. So now I've got the violin and viola parts. All right. Next will be cello. Let's go to, how about legato? Yeah, we'll use the legato. And for this one, we're going to keep the bottom line. So we're going to remove the top two voices and the lower basses. So we'll have this. We might want to double that with an octave below. So we'd have, let's hear what that sounds like with violin, viola, and cello. All right, now let's jump to the basses. Let's go to and we'll remove everything but the lower bass notes. So that'll be this. All right, so everything together without the piano is this. All right, so that's good. That's a good start. I like the way it sounds. Again, at this point, you could blend in the piano. All right, so that's cool. At this point, I've got my basic arrangement down. I've got my violins are playing. I got my viola part there. Again, we talked about how the stagnant piano, we could change that up by interspersing of the violin line, or have the viola lapse into the viola line, or go down toward the cello line. You know, it could vary between those two parts. which would be cool. That would enter some variety into what's going on in the arrangement. We got our cello and basses. They're representing down below. We've doubled the cello part by making it a 2-octave part. The basses are in double octave. So what we could do now is we could take our violin and we could we could duplicate that. Let's add a new track. Let's pull our violin line down, and then we'll call this flute. And maybe for this instrument, we'll use the Hollywood Orchestral wood. This is the Diamond series. How about flute? Let's hear what this sounds like. So let's solo that up. All right. So you've got that. So that can double the violin. Create another one. Oops, sorry about that. All right. So now for this, I'm going to try to develop a an upper voice with the flute. Let's see if I have any luck with that. All right, cool. I like that. So what I'll do is I'll start over from the beginning. I'll hit record, and then I'll play that flute part in. Awesome. So let's look at what we got. Quantize that. Oh, I just need the last note. Okay. All right. All right, so we should have turn off the click. All right, so there we go. We got our arrangement. Obviously, we're going to go in and we would mix it now. We got our piano, our violin, our flutes. We actually could probably move the violin down. Let's see, what would I like so we want, and this is going to be verb. Basses, viola, flute. So I probably would start with flute 1. All right, and that's a real good start to what I would call a basic or orchestral arrangement that was created off of a simple piano line. Now, again, you could go in and you could embellish this, put in other horns, other woodwinds, clarinet, oboe. You could add tuba. You could change up, obviously, what's going on every other. I mean, there's so many places you could go with this. It's not even funny. But I just wanted to show, basically what could happen going in through the interface of the Soundcraft. All right, now I'm going to route it each channel through the board. So I got 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. Violin will be 7, 8. Viola will be 9, 10. Cello will be 11, 12. And the basses will be 13, 14. Or rather, not 13, 14, but let me do this. So we got flutes. Let's do violin and viola through 7 and 8.
cello through 910, and bass is through 1112. That'll work. All right, so let's loop that. And I could print that back through onto a new channel using analog 2324 as my input to get a analog sum off of the board, putting Soundcraft EQ, even Soundcraft effects onto these instruments. That's how I would do it. Again, this was a question that came up in a off of a couple other videos I had made, so I wanted to give you guys pretty much an in-depth way of how I would work with virtual instruments through the Soundcraft console inside of a DAW, working with multiple virtual instruments. All right, if you guys have any questions, let me know.
All right, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section below, or you can email me at bbuck822@gmail.com. Go to my website, www.provisionstudios.com, for more content. Either way, I appreciate you guys coming by, checking the video out. If you would be so kind to like, subscribe, and share, that'd be great. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.